Hugh, thank you for your address today. There are lots of interesting elements that our journalists here, I'm sure, will be asking you about. But I wanted to ask you a question about another public broadcaster that's going through a very tumultuous period, and that is the BBC. We've had senior leaders resign, apologies to Donald Trump, the prospect of a lawsuit between Donald Trump and the broadcaster itself. I wanted to know what lessons you see in that incident, but more broadly at the BBC, and how you apply those to the ABC. How do we avoid a situation like that here?
Yeah, no, it's obviously very topical, and obviously a good time to be able to talk today, because I think there are real lessons in that exercise. And the lessons for me are twofold. One is, I think sometimes we don't quite recognise the way that the ABC has been set up and through our Act, and the importance of independence. And I think if I look at the BBC and I see a lot of the commentary that's been going on around, what's happened to them, not just in that last event, but over time, you see there are things that have been chipping away at that independence. I can't tell you how important it is in the way the organisation works that we are funded by the Parliament of Australia, the public through the Parliament of Australia, that there is an independent board, and that the Managing Director is independent again of the board. All of those various elements, when they work well, really provide the framework for me to be able to give our people the opportunity to do their best work without fear of second guessing. Am I doing the right thing? Am I treating the right interests? Have I got the politics of this right? To be able to stick to accuracy and impartiality. Like, it's so important that everybody's not second guessing themselves and thinking, I've got to tick this off or tick that off. Stick to the journalism, the storytelling. So I think that's a really important lesson, and it's actually almost a uniqueness. I went to the public media conference recently, and our independence mechanism, most public media are said to be independent, but ours is quite unique and I think really special, and that's, I think, well done to those that set it up. I think the second thing, and I spoke about this a bit in the speech, is we have to not cower, but we can't be defensive. When we make a mistake, own it. It's not hard. People accept this is a fast-moving world. People expect journalism operates on a very fast cycle. People are under pressure to file and get stories up, and that's what the public needs, because they need to be informed. So sometimes mistakes happen. So when mistakes happen, we acknowledge them, we own them, we make the correction, we move on. We don't defend at all costs. With the responsibility of that, that independence brings huge responsibility, and the counterbalance to that is an acknowledgement that when we get it wrong, we must own it and move on.
And you've been at the ABC now for 8 months. Are you satisfied that those processes are up to scratch, that the ABC doesn't counter but then does actually correct the record when we get it wrong?
Yeah, no, I've spoken about this quite a bit. I did find when I arrived at the ABC, there was a defence mindset, a defensive mindset that existed in the organisation, which was been established, and these things happen over decades, right? They just eke up and eke up. It's like the boiling frog principle. And the organisation, had a fearfulness of external force. And I think that fearfulness drives a counterproductive behaviour, which is we must at all times react to that. I think we've had great discussions since I've been at the ABC, and we've really got our heads around the importance of owning mistakes quickly. And will we get it right all the time? I'm sure we won't. I'm sure there's still lessons to learn, but I think we're much better at it now. And I see that in a lot of the actions that we've taken over the last few months. And I know the whole team, my team in particular, has bought into that and the importance of that as a concept, that with the massive responsibility comes the responsibility to own mistakes.